it's gonna get kills. It's gonna be really potent. You're playing into a hero like Brewmaster, very low armor. I'm curious to see how they're gonna do. I think that strong draft that Chicken Fighters, remember they're not high coast anymore, unfortunately for them. They look good. It's got like everyone's got a stun. I've seen Earth Spirit winning like all the games, and they're already leading.
Let's see who's gonna get out on top of this. Here's the snake comes out. Charlie's actually the one getting very, very low. The Xbox still on the three of them. Charlie's gonna go down. First blood for 5UP. As they head for more. So if he can get another one here, 5UP leading the charge. They're on the run.
What the? They tip Supream.
To your health.
You die. Yet your fate is on.
Very comfortable with each other.
Coordinated moves there. Yeah, we can definitely expect the tip game, the voice lines to be on point here in this one between Team Bold and Chicken Fighters. Xibbe is not actually going to be able to pick that up. Rajjix will still be able to grab it. But Xibbe's efforts, and now is Xibbe going to be all right? They've got Pablo coming in from the side, but it should be right. Should be fine.
Oh, okay. So it's actually all right. Apologies about that. It's actually a 5 brew. I should have seen that. 5 brew. Rajjix is playing that off lane, so same thing, same concept. Very low armor on Void Spirit. Actually, probably worse because he doesn't have the ring of protection.
Yeah.
So yeah, little Shredder and Ray King. This is going to do some damage. We'll wonder how they're going to do up here because they also it's still the Xbox, which for the kill it's always great. Hurts you in the lane to secure those range.
Oh, let's see. And you do imagine, like, Xibbe, he will go for the build where they max out the little shredder. You think that is just going to be what you do as the support Snapfire every time now with the way it's been buffed?
I absolutely do. Like, look at how much he hits this Void Spirit for. Like, boom, each attack just looks so significant, and it just works so great because it helps a lot of times where what I've seen is in this current current patch is there's limited pushers. If you don't have like Beastmaster or something like that, it can be tough to actually pressure towers. Little Shredder plus skeletons, you've got to push very easily.
Then the other lanes, I'm already seeing Chessie having to back out with the TP. And how do you sort of rate this lane? Not a lane that we get to see every day, that the Necrophos and Brew duo. Is this a strong one for Team Bold? Is Gorgc going to get pretty easy farm down here?
I feel like he should. Yeah, the Brew is kind of just there as like this tank, just absorb damage, and he's got, I actually look at his build, he's got double salve built up on the Brew too, so I feel like Gorgc, he should have a great time. He's got double strength. It feels good. The animation's gotten so much better. So I think, yeah, Chicken Fighters, they're going to have to start pulling creep waves down here, or they're going to get almost nothing. Look at mid lane. This is a pretty good matchup for the mid. It's not amazing because Lina is so good with that attack range and how Fiery Soul just got an insane buff of 2 seconds per duration. But your snake is so valuable. Every time you connect with that Lina, you get so much back. And you do have decent pace.
Now we'll see down bottom Chessie now opting to just sort of grab the creep wave Brown. Doesn't want to necessarily play into the face of this Necrophos.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Top lane, as we have seen, Team Bold have to be careful with how aggressive they play under the tower. So just before Rajjix getting in, taking hard hits from the little shredder and the tower in combination, is that any overextension can be punished pretty heavily by Chicken Fighters.
I know they have a pretty decent lane position. It's actually pushing in pretty hard for them. Don't see Xibbe able to get a pull up. And now Pablo steps up a little far. Skeletons with little shredder.
See Xibbe. It is so much. Rajjix, he's actually going to find the opportunity to turn. And he's in with the Remnant and the pulse on to Xibbe. Won't be able to continue to chase though. TP coming in as well from Era, so there is backup. We've got the setup.
Okay.
The Great Fire Blast and the Cookie. It's not enough damage though. Rajjix will be fine.
Oh, and Era TP's up, so they haven't quite spotted that yet, but that means Chessie's going to be alone down bottom. Going to be tough for him whenever that wave does start pushing into the side of Team Bald. And yeah, he's stuck up here for the next few moments, so he might have to actually look to play around mid as well. He's got to do something around this area because of that time wasted.
CS on the bottom lane continues to look very, very nice here for Gorgc.
Yeah.
16 for 3.
Yeah.
And
I like that he rushed boots.
Yep.
Just the straight wand. It's very good versus Tiger. It's so valuable on Necro. And just straight boots. In case the Earth Spirit comes with anything like this, you can also just bully. This is all looking really good for Team Bold down here.
Oh, super tough lane for Chessie to play into.
Yeah.
As he's sitting very low HP. I see mid lane, a bit of a dive coming onto Xcalibur, but TP comes in. Arrow and Supreme won't be able to push any further in. Salves at the ready. Excalibur's going to be able to stick about.
Oh, he might actually have to... Okay, he doesn't have to stop, but he's going to be really low mana, so they could make a play on him. Supreme, will be able to secure the bottom rune. They also will get the top one onto Era, so he's full stored up.
And getting some good stacks going there. A little bit weird, actually. I thought they were going to get that stack again, but apparently a little too slow on it.
Yeah, was that he used the stroke, I guess, to stack it because they're damaged a little bit, it looks like. I guess that must have...
Yeah, it's just it looked like he had pulled them all the way out of the camp when the 4-minute hit, but I guess he didn't. Must have just been a little too slow on it. Still, though, trying to prepare these stacks for Xcalibur, who is, you know, as you said earlier, is doing a fine time in the lane. Supreme's got a little bit of a lead, but leaner, strong laner. You're going to expect that a bit, so Excalibur's not going to be too fussed with what he's finding mid. He's going to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Supream did go double null, so he's all of it. That's like, I'm all about the lane. I really want to dominate it, so null bottle.
We're going to try and make the jump onto Pablo. And they go with a cookie. It's a lot of damage onto Pablo. Pablo popping the fairy fire, but the physical damage too much. They will manage to bring down the Grim Stroke. Rajjix will be fine, though.
Oh, Xibbe actually puts a point in the Scatter Blast. So we've seen, you know, every other time that I've seen it so far, it's been 2 points in Shredder. You ignore the Scatter Blast till later on. A little bit of a difference. I really like the little shield. I think it's something we're really gonna a lot of the time. It scales insanely. That level 3 scale up is crazy. It's the attack range you get. Era is stalking mid, just sapping that experience from Xcalibur. He has earn charges, which is really nice. He actually got it so early on. A little bit of extra damage. They might be able to get some extra kills. As top, they're actually bringing with the Brewmaster. Gorgc's like, leave me alone. I'm almost 6 down here. I'm crushing this tide. You guys can start playing a tri-lane.
All right, and I mean, it makes sense. So top, they will miss the initiation there with the Remnant, so won't get the setup for the Inkswell, but yeah, Gorg under no pressure whatsoever when he's been left like this in the 1v1. And
this does mean that Brew is going to be extremely low level.
Sure.
He just moved top. He's level 2. It's going to take him quite a long time to get that 6. But, oh, they actually run into Era. Supream is here as well.
Look over the setup. 5 up looking pretty dead.
Very dead. 2 little Shredder online now at level 4.
Scanning.
Yeah, Gorg now.
Okay, he's just got, since it's it's kind of greedy coming out from T-Bald with the Medusa and with their long cooldown ultimates and stuff like that. It's gonna be really hard for Team Bald to ever pressure towers. Charlie's just queuing Radiance. I didn't even think about queuing up the armlet first.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
full greed.
Yeah, that's the standard what we have been seeing. Pretty much armlet every time, but trying to skip that completely. So if he's able to get away with it, or if the pressure's going to be a little too much earlier for him to try for that straight naked 3800 relic build-up.
It does make it more valuable because he's playing versus Emperor as well. Maybe the Radiance is always going to be great. Rajjix.
Yeah, this time, no struggle controlling the Void Spirit still whilst he's at this level 5.
Oh, and this is like the skeletons and the little shredders. That's just ridiculous. It really is. They do so.
Yeah, any sort of stun that allows you to just a 1 round of attacks on the skeletons is killing the chicken fighters. They're not slowing down on this top half of the map. Against Supream involved, they take down both 5 up and Pablo.
Stacks?
Whoa. Yeah, they are. They'll definitely lose the large camp here. Ancient's a little tougher for the team to take, so chicken fighters might not be able to do too much about that one that's been prepared for Xcalibur.
Great play from the support so far on the side of Chicken Fighters. Just getting super involved. Xibbe, all 5 kills he's involved in. Same thing for Era. Continuing to just apply this pressure here with these earn charges. And yeah, it's tough for Team Bald really to counter this.
Oh, Gorgc. He wants to try for the kill here, but it's not enough damage. Era's away, and he's going to live there. An unfortunate scythe attempt there from Gorgc. Didn't do the maths.
Oof. That's got to feel brutal. The first time you leave that bottom lane, now Chessie's able to step forward. He's going to get the lane. Charlie's coming down too. First rotation from Gorgc, not successful. And look at this ward coverage I'm watching from Chicken Fighters. 4 sentries placed in the enemy triangle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely understandable against the Medusa. We'll see that again. You know, Gorgc, yeah, as you said, he'd already the move over it, so desperately looking for some action. Tries it here onto Era. I mean, it doesn't, of course, get the initial burst. Overall, Era does fall incredibly low. How much does he end up going here? 20 HP or so. But he's out alive. Gorgc won't get the kill, but with the movement up to top, he is now able to put pressure onto the top tier 1 with Rajjix. Team Bald should be able to take this tower here pretty early, 9 minutes in.
Radiant's bottom tower
Definitely
is under
feels
attack.
pretty grim when you're playing like your safe lane Necro and your first ultimate usage doesn't work out, right? Because your hard carry's playing through the mid lane. You're playing as like this playmaking safe laner, and the first one is not the most successful. As we see Charlie, he doesn't have to rely on anything. He's raking, getting farm crazy fast. And, I mean, Lena's just getting so many buffs. I'm actually I'm a bit worried for Gorgc. I'll be 100% honest with you. Sherry's got a hood. He's going for that Yules.
It's tanky.
There's so much magic damage and control that's coming out from the Dire lineup.
Sure, and there's a lot of stuns. There is a silence from the Earth Spirit, so if they are ever able to catch him before he gets the Shroud off, the physical damage from this Wraith King Snapfire, and even the Lina, you know, it is going to tear through him, so he's got to be careful early on in this game. It's not easy for him.
And Necro is still, for sure, you've gotten buffs. You're a little bit speedier. You're a pretty immobile hero. You're slow. Snapfire ult overall in the game just devastates you at all stages.
See in the mid. The opening onto Rajjix. Supream with the follow-up. Laguna's up. Oh, but the stick charges and the dissimulate Rajjix. He's out to the side and he's away. Rajjix will live.
You have the gratitude.
Team Ball has to just play all as a unit here right now around the Medusa, who does have Dragonlance stun, so decent timing, but their Brew, as we said, he needs recovery time. He had to go top. He left the bottom lane completely, no pull, so he's level 4, trying to get his level so that he can actually do something in the fights, because right now he's going to be pretty useless, as most other heroes are starting to get some things.
Oh, and Charlie actually able to step in and take Gorgc's courier that was hovering around the secret shop, I believe, waiting for the Void Stone purchase, so a little bit of a setback there for Gorgc. As that is the recipe of the Yules out for a minute and a half or so.
Still getting decent farm. Xcalibur still hasn't died. That's probably the biggest thing.
Oh, mid Gorgc. Error is able to find the jump. Gorgc trying to clean up the middle lane, but as you say, they've got the damage. The tips kept coming out in full force there from Chicken Fighters.
I mean, I don't know how you actually play versus Snapfire as Necro. It sounds horrible all game. Unless you have like the Void Spirit always, or the Brewmaster getting into the backline and stopping that ult, I feel like Necro just dies to kisses in every single one stun, and you're just dead.
Sure. Like how do you push a lane out? Because I feel like that's what Gorgc wants to be doing, right? He's trying to open up the map, take the focus away from Excalibur's Medusa, but it's very hard to do so in a way that doesn't leave him very vulnerable to Chicken Fighters getting the kill.
Yep. See what they're doing. Okay, they got the Crew 6. Supream is very far forward at the moment. Let's see if they can catch him.
They got the combo here, jumping in with the X-Force done. They're draining onto Supream. They'll bring him down. That's the Lina gone now. They'll try and move over with the Primal Split towards Error. Error. It's pretty tanky here as the Spirit is going to be able to roll his way back out. Another stun comes in from 5 up. They've got him. 2 down on Chicken Fighters as Team Bold make the moves.
Pretty good. They're actually going to bounce up. They should go.
That's it. They've got the damage. They do have the sight available if they can get him low enough. Gorgc's looking for he's able to get it in time. Stops the Ravage and gets the kill as Gorgc slams down the scythe, and he's leading them forward towards Xibbe as well. They're going to have any catch in? No, they don't want to dive any further. But smooth moves, and this time Gorgc finds the kill.
I cannot actually believe they picked him over. He had 10 stick charges, but he was dead either way. Just all that, everything being thrown at him. I'm actually surprised how much it did. Wasn't enough to push him over. He held the Ravage for a second longer. So they will have it when he does respawn, but a nice hit, Team Ball. As soon as they get that 5 on Brew, they get big action going.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, you know, they're having to sort of have this time and space for 5 up to catch up on the levels, and even though it comes a little later than your usual Brew, level 6, still having fantastic impact with the first play.
Yeah, no downtime. Immediately after they didn't get the tower, which, I mean, kind of unfortunate because that's the main goal of making that type of play. But they back up, they stack Ancients, there's no downtime. Excalibur's going to be able to keep farming, getting his item timings at a pretty solid time. And yeah, it's looking pretty good for them at the moment. Charlie is having this free time. Of course, he does have that relic. He'll have that very good time, but...
And I feel like we do see sort of Wraith King against Dusa quite a few times now. I mean, how do you feel it usually tends to fare as the game goes on?
Because what we saw it yesterday even too, right? The Wraith King overall dominated, but that was Medusa that had no space on the map whatsoever. This one, Medusa has a lot of space, so it's a good matchup. It can definitely be a good matchup of what he's up against. There's just a lot of stuns, and there's some ways of moving the positioning. Is Earth Spirit, I feel like can do some fun stuff where you think you're in a really defensive spot, it can change things very quickly, and that's where Rajjix can actually thrive. But this is really good right now for Team Bald. If they just keep this up, they get like 1 or 2 more items on the Medusa, they can force a fight around Roche, and then they have this overwhelming team fight with Bruce Split, with Stone Gaze and everything. It might be tough for Chicken Fighters to actually contest it.
And also that game we did see with the Red King against Medusa was a situation where we had the Medusa going for Manta and BKB as the first 2 items. Do you think we're going to see that here from Xcalibur? Or he's not going to get BKB seconds?
No, definitely not.
What are you thinking of Manta Scardy, or what sounds good this game for him?
Is under attack.
Yeah, I think Manta Scardy looks fine. He does want to tank up. There is so much like, game control. I don't know if he does want to actually, if he needs to actually go for it's like a damage item in between. I think he can just go survivability. That sounds fine.
Yeah. 4 to 6 here, 15 minutes. Rather low kill game, but definitely something that both carries are going to be happy with. You say, you know, the straight Radiance Rush on the Wraith King and Xcalibur on the Medusa. Both very happy to spend time hitting the creeps.
These next fights that are going to kick off could immediately lead to a Roche. Like, whoever wins the next fight, Roche is going to die so quickly. Sure, the Radiant Draft doesn't kill it as fast. They're going to have to kill it, like, whittle it slowly with that Medusa and stuff like that, but dire. If Chicken Fighters wins a fight, they've got Medallion, they've got the Little Shredder, they've got the Gush. This Roche will die so quick. So, probably the next big area that we're going to be looking at sets up what? And who gets a big initiation? A lot of it is going to be watching Hera in particular to see how he gets these big silences off versus either the Void Spirit Brew. But Bob, they're actually looking to get aggressive.
Oh, they're going to find Xibbe. Straight away, no hesitation from Rajjix as he jumps in onto the snap fire. Xibbe is still alive here. The passenger trace is on him. It will be enough damage to finish him off. Gorgc getting focused. Ravage comes out. Gorgc was able to get the shroud off in time. Stun for the light strike comes crashing down onto Gorgc. Errors in with the stun control. Gorgc still alive though. Another heal comes out, but the kisses are coming in from the side. They've got to run Team Bold, and they can't. 3 dead. And now with the split still up, 5-O's trying to escape, but they'll find him as well with the chase.
That actually worked out perfect for them. That's right outside the Roche. Probably just GG now. They were split. Xcalibur went left side. His team went right side. They took a bit too long for that snap.
And they did.
Something toward the end, but it was over. Chessie got a beautiful wraparound and just devastated the fight with that Ravage. Yeah,
that was always going to be a bit of a risky move, trying to commit into the high ground. Snap, one of the tankier heroes as a support. This takes a little too long to kill. Perfect silence as Hera just sets up the turnaround. Chessie comes in from an angle that they're not quite prepared for, and as we're seeing, Gorgc as this Necrophos, he isn't unkillable. They can bring him down.
Angle of approach just seemed forced. The way they're walking up that high ground. This is like the death situation, the death spot. This is the trap usually. Xcalibur went the right way, but the rest of his team gets caught. Man, dodge.
C5 was actually trying to walk back in on that, but again, they've got to be careful, Team Bold, how they approach these fights from the low ground.
And just like that, so much changes though. Like we were mentioning, the Roche is going to be that big one, and it literally just gets handed to Chicken Fighters. Right outside where they take the fight, 50 seconds until Ravage is going to be back online, they're probably still looking to be active. Supream is a little bit low on mana though, so he can't actually meet with his team over there on the left. Maybe just chilling out a little.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's the farm looking on Xcalibur. Manta and Aghanim's coming out as the next item, Fox. What do you reckon about this one?
I don't know, actually. It's a little weird. Pablo?
It's meant for more.
Okay.
New treasures.
All right. I mean, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Takes the 20 talent with the snake cooldown too, which I was checking.
There's some good talents.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Apparently the snake cooldown talent actually has better win rate than the stone gazer pro. Yeah. So hey.
Yeah.
Maybe also the combo of with your cold-blooded. Maybe he'll look for something like that. There's what, 1, 2, 3 targeted spells. Maybe look for.
Oh, C5 up. He's getting jumped in by Xibbe, and Aerostarus comes in. There's going to be the backup from Rajjix, trying to find time for the ult to come out, but he's going to get taken down by the Gush. Soulbind setting up on the two of them, but there's 4 heroes here of Chicken Fighters, and Chessie's going to drop the Ravage, secure the kill here onto Rajjix, making sure that there's no chance for Team Bold to fight back into this.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Chicken Fighter's just getting the better positioning and just much more ready for the fights. Bald's starting to fall apart a little bit here. Or still decently farmed, but as we said, he can't act as your necrophos that usually is like on the front line. You can't kill me or anything. Then he dies. He'll die in no time. So all these heroes are just super easy to kill now. There's just so much control and so much damage that Chicken Fighters have to work with. And the front line is just, it's really lackluster for Team Bald at this point. Your Medusa is your front line, but she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be into these fights. She wants to still farm more.
Yeah, Xcalibur wants to at least have the Zags done. Ideally, but
like, I'm really thinking like that's going to be damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's going to be maybe a little bit annoying to push into.
Yeah,
but as you said, well, you're just going to get momentarily stoned and then probably carry on with whatever you were doing before.
Yeah, and they also can just itemize. Like Supream already has BKB.
Sure.
He doesn't even have to really worry about that as much. Maybe it's something people are doing in pubs and stuff that I haven't gotten to see. I didn't get to see that much Medusas in pubs. I saw a few, but I saw just a lot of just normal. Just Manta Dragonlance +1. I didn't see the Aghanims that I remember.
No, I mean, so it was one of the things that did get buffed in 7.29. Now the initial base duration of the stone with the first hit of the snake is 1.5 rather than 1. Scale's a little less, but obviously having that much of a jump up on the initial one is definitely a buff overall.
Didn't she get nerfed slightly in the last patch in 0.2B? I think she lost some int. I think she lost like 0.2 and 0.3 int.
I mean, we'll see what sort of magic Steve's able to pull out on this.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because obviously he's got a plan. It's a little different to the Medusas you may have been seeing in the other games. Is there maybe in pubs this is something that's coming into popularity?
He really got his work cut out for him. Like Gorgc, as we've said, they totally countered. Rajjix has had no game pretty much at all this Void Spirit. So it's really going to be Xcalibur versus the world, and I don't know, I'm not really feeling that this Aghanim is going to be...
He's got it done.
Perhaps I'm wrong.
So let's see what sort of impact it has in the fight. It's time for the high ground offense begins. Soulbind's out, they get the silence down of the two of them. Gorgc trying to step in.
The double healers.
Not too much else to come up with the Soulbind, unfortunately.
Okay, the first snake. That's annoying. They just will. Chicken Fighters probably happy with what they've done here, forced everybody back to base. They've got a Solar Press now finished up on their 5 Snapfire. And good. Well, trying to smoke out, trying to surprise. They can still insta-kill a hero if they get the full combination. Alina's still going to be a bit tough because she has the BKB, but most other ones, they could still pop. And it really feels like they need to remove a hero.
They're going to try and set things up with Lina, but Ravage is available. Chessie's going to pop it immediately, catching the 4 of them. They turn, they burst down Rajjix. Rajjix is gone. Pablo having a run. Gorgc looking for a target, but the BKB's up on Supream. Xcalibur pops the Stone Gates, but Chicken Fighters, they're able to kite it out, way out at the side. Buyback will come out from Rajjix. Chessie continuing to chase down Pablo with the anchor smash of the gun. Stone actually holding him back long enough to keep him in range of Gorgc to get the side down, but Chessie is still alive. Rajjix trying to finish him off, but he is so big and tanky, and Chessie finally gets burst down. Bring him down. Can they find anything more though, Team Bold? Zera crashes into the middle of them all, gets the silence down on the 3 of them. The damage coming out from Rajjix. Rajjix has got to be carefully pulled back for this. As multiple buybacks continue to come out from Team Bold. There's 5 up from Pablo, both buyback, trying to keep Gorgc and Xcalibur safe, but Xcalibur, he's out of mana. Charlie focusing him down. Xcalibur will fall. Charlie still alive, finally drops. Gorgc, can he take down Charlie a second time? He's got the Ghost Shroud. Pablo, Soulbind control out for 2 of them. He's going to head over towards the Lina. Supream still with the BKB on cooldown for 15 seconds, but 5 bucks down. A second time. Gorgc getting taken apart here by Charlie's damage. Pablo will fall. As the buybacks aren't enough for Team Bold to turn it around, as they use 3 buybacks for that fight. It still ends up being a team wipe, effectively losing 8 lives in that team fight.
And they don't kill the two big heroes. They don't kill the Lina or the Wraith King, the two most important. Sure, they get the Tidehunter, but Chessie's like, whatever, I've already committed Ravage. I've done all my damage. I ate a 3% and didn't die from it. This is just, yeah. Great fights from Chicken Fighters. Era with a beautiful reinitiate. 4-man silence with the Magnetize, with his 2 points still alive. Now they get a Rax. The 3 buybacks, not sufficient.
And they'll get at least the Rax tier 2s being pushed down by the creeps in both other lanes.
Radiant's bottom has fallen.
These Lina buffs are actually pretty significant. You're feeling the duration of that Fiery Soul. He always through sap.
That's looking great. 9-1-6 and Supreme Lina, something he was very comfortable on before, of course. These
Necrophos.
Yeah.
It feels even better that he was able to get one of his absolute signature heroes into a counter match. Play it so easily. And there's not that much control for him, as we've been seeing. You know, Rajjix, he's really struggling. He just gets popped at the start of the fights, and that's pretty much it. They don't really have any other ways to do much. And I'm definitely seeing, you know, sure, these Mystic Snakes are annoying, but I was feeling some missing damage on my Dusa.
Sure, you would have been happier if it was the Skadi rather than the Aghanims coming out next.
Yeah, it would have been probably more annoying, but maybe totally wrong.
See Rajjix, got the jump on Era. Devastating, that's on the side to bring him down, but Chessie's in with a Ravage. Catches the 3 of them, the Kisses coming in from the side. Gorgc turns over all Supreme, but Supreme pops the BKB, takes down 5 up before he can get the ultimate off. Trying to keep Gorgc alive, another X-Swirl stun comes out, but Era, he's able to wait for it to pass over, gets in with a roll. They take down Rajjix, moving in for more. Xcalibur's been isolated, surrounded by the entirety of Chicken Fighters. Xcalibur will slowly but surely fall. Triple kill for Supreme, as there's still, of course, no buybacks left on Team Bold's heroes. Chicken Fighters can move straight down the middle lane, and they'll tap out. GG is called, as Chicken Fighters will take this game 1, as it all just becomes a little too much for Team Bold.
Yeah, it becomes too much, and I really like it. I really like the way the team had 5 stuns, 5 different ways to control heroes inside the fights. Like, they made the fights look a lot easier. Team Balds, it was very tough for them to actually set up. We saw Rajjix like jumping in, the Brute trying to control people left and right here. Chicken Fighters just walk in, they point